Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to this episode of Coach Caris, Itchy, Bitchy, and Guest. Shit, sorry, just count my water bottle. Oh my god, drama. Anyway, let's try that again. Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to this episode of Coach Caris, Itchy, Bitchy, and Guest podcast. I am going to be chatting about week 5 of my 16 week of transformation. Sorry. And it is the boring time. Now, one of the reasons that I decided to document this is because I knew at some point I would get particularly bored, and it's so very easy to go off the rails just because you can't be arsed. You're a wee bit tired, you're a wee bit scunner, your brain's about to explode because you're trying to hit every goal that you've got: calories, macros, steps, sleep, water, you're training, the gym, you're just trying to actually spend the day fitting stuff in so you can tick a box. However, this is the unglamorous stuff that will actually get you to where you want to be, right? And also, the part of the reason that I'm doing this specific podcast is to speak about the scale drop after the scale hike. So some of you might remember that last weekend I was away for the weekend. Now, I had every intention of being super efficient, super disciplined, and sticking to my calorie deficit, hitting my macros, getting my steps in, and it went a bit to shit because I was with my pals and my husband and my dog, and it was my birthday, and I was just like, do you know what? I actually just fancy a couple of pints. And we all knows what happens after the couple of pints. Then the shitty food choices come in. But, do you know, it was good. It was fab. Made some memories. Anyway, right, so this is week 5. So I've just done week 5. I'm currently in week 6 at the moment because it's now Tuesday, the 4th of August. So I'm in week 6. I'm speaking about week 5. All right. So 16-week transformation. Remember, I put a time limit on it because do you have any idea how many midlife women I speak to that tell me when I ask them how long have you been dieting? Oh, 30 years. Right, it's ridiculous. We haven't actually been dieting for 30 years. Dieting, sorry, for 30 years, we've been half-assing it. So a good way to get round that is to actually set yourself a deadline. You'd be amazed, midlife women, how strong we are and how well we work to a deadline. Right, so actually this week, right, so from last Tuesday, came back on Monday, got straight back. To be fair, I did get straight back to it on Monday night, but specifically from Tuesday, because I was back with my exercise and my water and stuff like that as well, right? The actual week-to-week routine, the day-to-day routine, boring as fuck. 100% boring as fuck, right? All you are literally doing is counting calories, counting macros, making sure you've got enough time to get your steps in, forcing your arse off the sofa, getting to the gym, getting your training done, walking about constantly with your water bottle, making sure that you're getting to bed at a decent time, right? It is literally boring as fuck. However, this is the stuff that makes the scale work, and this is the stuff that moves the needle, all right? So anyway, what isn't boring is what happened with the scales this week. So a massive trap, a huge trap that midlife women fall into. In fact, probably anybody would die in, to be fair. I used to fall into this trap before I was midlife, all right? But so I had a birthday weekend, all right? And the scales shot up. So between a Thursday and the following Tuesday morning, the scales are rocketed by 5.1 kilograms, right? I mean, seriously, 5.1 kilograms, that is like ridiculous amounts of weight. It's more than a stone, right? It's actually ridiculous. But your instant reaction when you step on the scales is panic. And oh well, I fucked it now, right? And you automatically assume that you've put on pure body fat. You haven't, right? To put on 5.1 kilograms of body fat, right, I would need to eat more than 38,000 calories. So I would need to eat my normal daily calories or my maintenance daily calories, which is 2,400, right? Plus 38,000 calories, right? It's actually ridiculous. In fact, I would defy anybody to do it because I think your stomach would explode first, which is not cool, right? So it's not body fat, right? But it was a combination of super tasty food, quite a lot of unnutritious food, to be fair, or less nutritious food. Alcohol, had a couple of pints every day, extra salt, obviously from all that salty food that I was eating, and proper dehydration, right? My water, I didn't drink as much water as I should have. It was absolutely melting when we were away. It was like 30 degrees. And I didn't particularly sleep very well neither, just because of the heat, all right? So I had a weekend of all of that and celebrating and making memories, right? But dehydration and a few nice meals do not destroy your fat loss goals, right? What destroys your fat loss goals is stepping on the scales, seeing a hike of 5.1 kilograms, and then saying, ah, fuck it. I fucked it now, so I might as well just continue with this party mindset because the scales jumped, right? That's what buggers up your process, your progress. All right. So it's not necessarily the events that destroy your fat loss goals. Now, whether that event is a social occasion, a trip to the cinema, a meal out, a birthday, a weekend, a week's holiday, right? It's not necessarily that event. It's continuing to take your foot off the gas when you get home. Instead, you should just get straight back to it. Just get straight back to it. I swear to God, the scales will have dropped within a couple of days, all right? So letting that one weekend turn into another weekend and another week and another week, right, is what the problem is. So, for example, right, before I went on holiday, on Thursday the 23rd of July, I was 68 kilograms, right? On Tuesday the 28th, it had rocketed up to 73.1. By Wednesday, it was down to 69.7. By Thursday, it was down to 68.9. Right, and I'm now sitting at 68.7. So I might have put 5.1 kilograms of scale weight on over 5 days, but I dropped 3.4 kilograms in one day. It is actually ridiculous, right? And it just goes to show that we have literally zero control over the scales, all right? So over the course of the last 5 days, I have dropped back down by 4.4 kilograms. So how have I done that? By getting straight back to it. Hit my calorie goals, hit my macro goals, hit my step goals, hit my water goals, back in my own bed, sleeping properly. Right? No guilt. Absolutely no guilt. I had the best weekend. So water weight and bloating is usually the problem. But it's also quite easy to undo just by getting back to it. All right. Physical changes as well. The reason I ask my client to take photos, right? I take my photographs. You should take photographs as well, all right? But for me, and you'll know your own thing, or you can find out your own thing, right? The first place I hold water is around about my tummy area and my hips. So when I'm side on, you can literally see the difference, right? And if you go back to last week's Insta post, which was posted last Tuesday, you'll be able to see the difference between the week before and last week. But again, if you look at today's Instagram post, you'll be able to see the difference. I have a lot more definition this week. I even think I might have like a hint of a 6-pack. Maybe a 2-pack. Maybe I'm being a bit ambitious there. But there's definitely a physical change, right? It's the very first place. It's like a balloon. Honestly, it's like I've just literally shoved a pizza under my skin and my stomach has exploded. But I can feel the physical changes as well, right? It feels a wee bit tight around the waist today, and there's a wee bit more definition in comparison to last week after I had a weekend of partying, all right? Anyway, feel a wee bit more confident. Which is always good, right? This is why we do fat loss. This is why we do getting into the gym. This is why, it's to build your confidence, right? Absolutely, to build your confidence. Midlife can actually suck the confidence right out of you. We get a wee bit of doubt. We forget the word there. We forget a word here. We get hot flashes. We can't cope with like the amount of tasks that we used to be able to cope with, and we start to think that it's us, and we start to think that they're weak, and that we're weak, and that we're that this is life now. And it's not. It's just about tweaking things, and it's about doing everything that we can to make ourselves feel more confident, right? And I am a fat loss coach for midlife women. I am also a confidence coach for midlife women. And when I say fat loss, it doesn't mean I want you or me to be the skinniest version of ourselves. I want you to be a little bit healthier, and sometimes that means that you need to lose some body weight, all right? And I want you to feel a little bit more confident And sometimes that means losing a little bit more body fat, all right? So it is easy to hide away, right? Especially if you don't love your body, especially if you feel uncomfortable in your own skin, all right? But something changes along the way. Right now, I give zero fucks. Will there be a time in my life when I care too much what people think? 100%, right? But at this moment in time, I look fairly decent. I'm fairly fit for my age. 53 now. 53. What the fuck? All right. And this is where your confidence comes as well. You feel a wee bit more confident. And I think it's a fine line. It's a bit of balance between feeling confident and happy in the skin that you're in, but also giving less fucks about what people think, right? It doesn't bother me now. I'm not for everybody. I get it. It's fine. I'm okay with that. Anyway, right, daily non-negotiables. This is the things that you need to keep. All right, come rain or shine, right? You need to be out doing your morning walk. It's actually 10 past 10 at the moment. I'm sitting looking out the window and the rain has eased up slightly. So me and Jasper usually go out for a walk at 8:30, but it was like bouncing. So I'm going to tidy up this, finish this podcast, and then we're going out for a walk, right? So rain or shine, I'll pretty much be out walking the dog, all right? My step goal is 14,500 steps. Obviously training, I love CrossFit. You all know that I love CrossFit. Everybody should do CrossFit. But again, I realise it's not for everybody, but I absolutely love it, right? And any exercise you can do that you love, that's the right exercise to do, the stuff that you love. Also reading, finding time for you, putting your phone away and just picking up a book or a magazine or a podcast or an audiobook, whatever your thing is, right? This all comes from following a habit tracker. It's like a tick in a box exercise, honestly. So when you are dieting, ladies, all right, I need you to set yourself a time scale. Yeah, and I need you to realise that you don't have to be perfect. You absolutely do not have to be perfect. 4 weeks in, was it ideal that I had a birthday weekend and I made a bit of a dick of it and I went a bit off the rails? No, it absolutely was not ideal, right? The whole process of that, the whole point of this 16-week thing was that I was going to be like all over it and super disciplined. Failed, all right? So pick yourself back up, get straight back to it, all right? But it's not about punishing yourself for having a birthday or a holiday or enjoying a meal out, right? It's about finding your balance to live your life, right? You still need to make memories. You still need to have fun. You still need to eat tasty food just for the sake of eating it, not because it's hitting your macros, not because it's hitting your calories, right? But the payment for that is that you need to be able to pivot straight back into your routine. It's about having that night out, getting straight back to it at breakfast. It's about going out for your lunch, getting straight back to it at snack time or dinner time. It's not about saying, I'm going to go out for lunch and then I'm going to take 3 days off and be a dick for those 3 days. It's literally that one meal, right? One meal that you go out for is one meal out of 21 meals in the week that you have to hit your goals. It's not going to do you any problem at all. It's not going to do you any damage. Definitely not. So 1 week of celebrating, right, doesn't ruin any progress, but letting it derail your mindset and guilting yourself after it, right, that's what destroys your goals. So if you are a midlife woman and you are looking for fat loss, it can be done. I have already lost 30 pounds, right? It can totally be done. At the moment, I'm just trying to get my muscles to pop a wee bit more by taking off that last wee layer of fat, all right? But you need to hang in there. You need to believe that you can do it, and you need to actually give zero fucks about what anybody else thinks. All right. This is week 5. All right. Do not let the scales destroy your goals. If the scales jump quickly or drop quickly, it is not body fat. It's that simple, my lovelies. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.